So once again, good evening and welcome back to Netflix Football. It is Friday night and that also means TGIF, but it is FPL Fridays with AYAN. So he'll be joining us in a bit, but then again, you see this cool jersey, right? It is the courtesy of Sports Integrity. If you want one, you can always just hit me up on the DMs and I'll set you up with my sponsor. This is bloody premium, absolutely bloody premium. If you want to check out the jersey review, you can just go ahead and get on to my profile. Uploaded it yesterday. You've shown a lot of love, so you'll definitely enjoy how the look and feel of the jerseys. This is absolutely premium stuff. All right, without much further ado, I know you're all waiting for the statistics of a start of a new journey, of a second debut of Cristiano Ronaldo. But before I speak much further, let's bring on today's special guest. On that, you are back live. So first of all, crazy transfer window. Finally, we did that podcast when Cristiano was announced, and seeing all the pictures of him training, all the pictures of him, and saying that he's not here on a vacation, and the man still got in him a lot things left to be given. At 12.5, does he automatically come into your team?
Well, let me just start off by saying that tomorrow can't come soon enough. Like it's almost been 2 weeks. We have been waiting for this day with that bloody international break screwing everything over. More often than not, because Brazilians will agree with me to what it has done to them. But okay, let's get into the FPL point of view. 12.5 Cristiano Ronaldo as a forward, same as Harry Kane is. Yeah, I think it's justified because of the threat he possesses in front of goal. He's that big of a presence in a box, and with his finishing skills, 12.5 is justified. Going straight into my team, I don't think so because I have other concerns at the moment,
Mhm,
particularly with Emi Martinez being red flagged. That will probably be a forced change.
mhm,
I'm not too keen on taking a hit right away with trying to bring in Cristiano, because if you want to bring in Cristiano, you have to either cut down on a likes of Salah or Fernandez or Son. So
right.
with that Martinez, it's going to be very difficult to take two hits to bring in Cristiano Ronaldo for this particular game week. Maybe afterwards, obviously, but it depends on your team, because you have to take a hit either way if you don't
Right.
have Kane to bring in Ronaldo.
Absolutely. But then again, people might have the most questions I've been asked on social media or personally is that how whether number one, would you have Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, in your lineup, considering you don't pick any other Man United players, all else, whom do you sacrifice?
Well, if I do bring in Cristiano Ronaldo, then obviously I will have to sacrifice Bruno Fernandes, because look,
Is it worth
if
it though?
Cristiano, probably yes, because Bruno Fernandes, I know he was last year's top ranking FPL player at 244 points, but many of those points came from penalty goals.
Right.
And with Cristiano Ronaldo coming in, he will most definitely be on penalty duties and take penalties away from Bruno Fernandes. The
Mm-hmm.
points tally just decreases drastically.
Right.
And his assist potential does increase, but 3 points compared to 5 points is a much different matter. Also, if you get the goal, you get more bonus points. So Bruno Fernandes's points tally will definitely take a hit with Cristiano Ronaldo coming in. So if I have to choose between the two, I would go with Cristiano Ronaldo, because goal scoring opportunities as a forward for him is much more than Fernandes.
Absolutely, very well made out point. But another point is that after the international break, we'll talk about right now the bans imposed on Brazilian players. Like Manchester United fans will tell me that is a blessing in disguise. It's Fred, but with Scott McTominay out and Nemanja Matic being past his prime, we can all agree on that. Do you think that the players, other than that, probably Emi Martinez, as you were speaking, would be the most hit taken as he's out until 18th due to quarantine issues? But overall, in a nutshell, do summarize the cluster F, the cluster F that happened with regards to the quarantine issues, with regards to the match being postponed, with regards to everything. Like, is this a professional footballing decision that has been taken, or is something else involved in that? With number one, with regards to Premier League not letting South American players go with the Cavani incident, we remember. Now then again, Fred, Brazilian FA, that Fred cannot play, the likes of Fernandinho, likes of Alex Telles, all whom were selected cannot play. And do you think that this is unnecessary at this point of time?
Yes, it really feels like a political farce because the Premier League did issue a statement that it was not going to send the players to the red and amber countries, which were,
Right.
uh, much more COVID affected than most. So, coming back, players would have had to quarantine for, I think, 7 to 14 days,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the risk of missing 2 game weeks. So Liverpool did not, send out the likes of Salah for the African qualifiers. Then as United with Cavani, and also Manchester City with the likes of Fernandinho, I guess. So many they did not want their players to be
Gabriel
benched
Jesus as
for.
well.
Yeah, Gabriel Jesus too, because they did not want their players, their main players for their teams. They don't did not want them to bench them
Especially
for
with the Champions League on the horizon.
exactly, because 2 game weeks benched, it would have become tough for those teams. And we all saw the farce that happened in Brazil with the Argentinian players, that match being postponed.
Mm-hmm.
And since the Premier League took this step to not send respective players to their countries, they found something in the FIFA rule book to bar them from playing this game week. So completely unnecessary, yes, and
Mm-hmm.
it affects many teams as well.
Absolutely. On that note, we'll going back to the whole entire Brazilian thing. Emi Martinez, probably the most picked goalkeeper in that price bracket. Probably, I think most of you are owning Emi Martinez right now with the team Aston Villa has. So whom do you replace him with?
Well, yes, this is the first change that many FPL manager will have to deal with. Again, it's very unnecessary, a transfer wasted here. But in the same price bracket, you could go with Hugo Lloris, 3 clean sheets, and I think 27 points across 3 games, bagging in some bonus as well. No, sorry, not 27, somewhere around, I think, 20-ish. Like so. Hugo Lloris could be a very good replacement in that price bracket. If you want to go down a bit, then you could say Robert Sanchez of Brighton, 1 clean sheet, and he's had not had much save points, but um, he could still be a good value in that good Brighton defense. Also, I know I'm gonna get a lot of shout outs because I'm gonna suggest Bernd Leno as well,
Mm-hmm.
because his price has dropped to 4.9, but Arsenal do go into a run of easier fixtures, let's say.
Right. Right.
So with Gabriel and Ben White coming back, it's let's hope Arsenal's defense would be a bit better to cope with the other team's attackers. So Bernd Leno also, yeah, up until now, these 3 picks. I would have said Bachmann from Watford, but Watford are prone to concede
Mm.
more. So I'll go with Hugo Lloris, Bernd Leno, and Robert Sanchez. You have to decide on that.
Okay,
How?
another surprise name is David Raya Martin of Brentford. That the fixtures that they have is Brighton Hove Albion coming on 11th of September, then follow it up with Wolves, then with against Liverpool. So at 4.5, he let us see the points that he has given. 8 points against Arsenal, Crystal Palace 6 points, Aston Villa 3 points. So 2 clean sheets, a lot of saves, 4-2, 4 saves in each match. So at 4.6, for a 2 week gamble, or even for a 1 week gamble, especially against Brighton Hove Albion, let's say who are not the best in their form. So do you think that could be a very differential pick and take a hit on a -4 and invest somewhere else?
Now, the reason I did not mention Raya was because of his fixtures that come after Brighton and Wolves. He faces Liverpool, West Ham, Chelsea, and then Leicester. So now I know that you are talking about a differential 2 week gamble, but a goalkeeper is a place where you don't really want to transfer a lot, because
Right.
you try to take 1 or 2 regular playing and rotate between them. You try as much not to transfer the goalkeepers, because transferring a goalkeeper means a transfer wasted
Mm-hmm.
until and unless it's absolutely necessary, just like with Martinez. So the only reason I'm not picking Jose is because his fixtures get considerably tougher after 2 game weeks, and he might not give so much points as compared to the others.
Like, what about Allison though? Leeds United up next, Crystal Palace, Brentford, then Man City. With especially Virgil van Dijk coming in, what do you think? Allison at 5.6, it isn't one. He's given 2 clean sheets as well, and Liverpool seemingly on the up at this season with all the star players back. Do you think that this could be a good choice to replace Emi Martinez?
Well, if you have the funds, then obviously could be, but many of you will have, many of the managers will have either Trent or Robertson in their lineup along with a Salah and a Jota. So
Right.
already 3 Liverpool players taken and one more cannot be taken. It could be an interesting develop if you do have Alexander Arnold and you go with Allison, but it becomes much more expensive and you really don't have that uh, freedom to invest in the midfield and the forward line, because those are the areas that will need strengthening this week and also in the coming game week. So Martinez I'm sorry, Ellison at 6 million is a bit overpriced for me, but and I would rather go with the likes of an Alexander Arnold or Robertson.
Especially because with Leeds, you don't know what Leeds side is going to perform, because at once they concede 5-6 against Manchester United, and against Liverpool, you never know. It might be a double figure scoreline at some point with the clinical finishes that they have. Also, it might be a shutout. You do not know what Marcelo Bielsa is planning to go out all out on attack. That failed against Manchester United last term, and we ended up hitting 6 past them. And then there was a 0-0 draw where they just shut shop and sat back. So you don't know. See, even I'm not going with the risk of Allison. So I'll just save some points and let's see what Chelsea's Mendy has. Of course, the goalkeeper of the season on last term. The fixture that Mendy has is Aston Villa, then Tottenham, Man City, Southampton, all difficult fixtures. But with Chelsea improving, what almost improving, they did not get Jules Koundé in. But Mendy at 6, even Alisson at 6 are overpriced. So uh, help me pick out over here. So what do you think? Oh, or no, David De Gea is out of the question. Do you think that we should just skip 1 week with Martinez on goal and just take 0 points as it is? Would that be a smart choice? Just because he's back next game week.
Well, that depends on your team as to how it is or how you have planned it so far.
Mm.
Because I know there have not been much clean sheets around. So let's say a keeper gives you 2 points, it's not gonna matter that much. So yeah, if you
Okay,
have
I've
the
got a quick comment from Fadzil. Says Bamford, Trinca, or Rafinha, Jimenez. But I will only get the Leeds boys after the Liverpool game. But the thing is, the Leeds player most move affect West Ham player. It's either Antonio or Benrahma out. Basically, Antonio or Benrahma will be just for a week. So he has got an interesting point there. Fadzil will come back to yes. On the just go on with what you were going on. Then we'll come back into this point.
Yeah, so if you have a set team, you have those players giving you points. You have the likes of Alexander, beg your pardon, Alexander Arnold, Salah, Bruno Fernandes, or maybe just shift Bruno Fernandes to someone in a range of a Benrahma and
Mhm.
try to bring in Cristiano Ronaldo. And if you have Antonio also there, so yeah, I think that team looks pretty set. In such type of a team, I really don't think the goalkeeper will affect that much. And also considering that Martinez would have faced Chelsea, who uh, would have come in front of an Aston Villa defense who have not performed that good so far compared to
Mhm.
previous season. So we were all thinking that Aston Villa would concede. So 2 points there. If you want to sacrifice 2 points, then yeah, probably it's going to be a good move if you can use that
So
transfer also.
Martinez's next fixtures are Chelsea, which is missing, and Everton, Manchester United, Tottenham, Wolves, Arsenal, West Ham. I think this is the proper time to actually sub him out. Don't you think so?
Yes, very difficult run of fixtures coming up. Well, if it was Martinez of last season, I still would have taken him because he would have given you 1 or 2 save points as well. But that has also been missing in the first 3 game weeks, and we have to just wait and see Villa shore up their defense before investing heavily. So yeah, it could be a blessing in disguise coming in at this time. If you have to ship Martinez out, bring another keeper in of your to your liking. Yeah,
Mhm.
again, this does seem to be the perfect timing.
I'll just go for Lloris because I think that is the safest bet. And the form Tottenham are in right now: 3 wins, 3 clean sheets, 9 points. They're top of the table, unbeaten, the defense has not been breached. And credit to Nuno Espirito Santo of the amazing job he's been doing. Also, defense line: Alexander-Arnold, what I have, Luke Shaw, Manquillo, Kufal, and Livramento. Your thoughts on Livramento? Do you think he should continue in the defense for most FPL managers, continuing as a differential, because he has West Ham, Man City, Wolves, Chelsea, Leeds, all of them very difficult fixtures. But as a fullback, he has especially the chance of swinging those crosses in. But to whom? Because there's no Danny Ings, is there?
Well, the fact that Livramento is a fullback is not the fact I'm looking at. I'm looking at him like he's a 4.1 million defender who starts every game. That's what I need. I need a bench player in that price range who can come up the bench if any of the big guns do not play and give me at least that 1 or 2 points, so that one player does not go blank.
Mm-hmm.
So at 4.1, a regular playing player is like an FPL manager's dream. Livramento at the moment is filling that quota because we, at least I thought that Kyle Walker-Peters would have started in front of Livramento, but we saw that in the Manchester United game, Walker-Peters was subbed on for Parod, and in the next game, Kyle Walker-Peters was played at left back with
Mm-hmm.
Livramento holding his position at right back. So yeah, he's going to be a regular starter, and at 4.1, it's a steal.
Absolutely, very well pointed out there. So, in the suggestion, I'll sum it up: is just keep hold of Livramento. 4.1 bench strength will give you absolute points, and he just might come out as a surprise, a former Chelsea graduate. Also, coming into midfield, I have Salah, Fernandes, Benrahma, especially with Cristiano Ronaldo coming in. Do you think, especially, but here's the kicker over here: Leo Messi just scored a hat trick. Cristiano Ronaldo, you know how fired up he gets when Leo Messi. They have got this immense rivalry with themselves that we've been so blessed to see. Especially if you ask me, and as the stars have aligned, as the statistics have it, the only hat trick that Cristiano Ronaldo scored in Manchester United colours was against Newcastle, and they are not in the best form at the moment of time, and Cristiano will be looking to make the grandest of debuts because we know he's a man of culture, he's a man for the occasion. So would you put it past Cristiano to score a hat trick again and repeat his tally just as the one for the Red Devils and the plethora of others for Real Madrid and Portugal and Juventus? So would you bag Bruno Fernandes to bag a few assists here and there, because you saw in the Portugal game midweek that he got an assist, he scored a goal as well. He is in top fine form. So a bit of confusion here. Would you suggest me to go with Bruno Fernandes because he gets the assist, doesn't he?
Yes, well, it's a very difficult proposition for this particular game week. If you already have Bruno Fernandes in your team, you would think twice about actually removing him because
Right.
home at I mean, against Newcastle at home, uh, you just would not put it past Bruno Fernandes to even bag a goal. And with Cristiano Ronaldo playing, yes, I think a hat trick might be a bit too optimistic, but one goal, maybe two, it could happen. But again, he's coming back to the Premier League after a long time. However good he may be, he'll need that 1 or 2 matches to again, get up to speed. But obviously, Newcastle's defense are nothing spectacular, and
Mm-hmm.
goals should be there from United. Uh, uh, if you have Bruno, uh, well, it's
Tough
difficult.
choice,
I
no,
mean,
tough choice, man.
very tough choice. I mean, you do have to take a hit to bring in Cristiano Ronaldo. Now you have to decide if it's worth the hit or if he'll outscore your -4 and give you the return that you want. And well, this is there will be goals. I am hoping for a United victory, unless the Longstaff brothers upstage it.
Then, oh my god, the long stuff, brothers. Okay, Ben Rama. Ben Rama has been performing well, did not give much returns in the last game week. So, would you advise the FPL managers to keep hold of Ben Rama for a few more game weeks? Because the fixture list that he has is Southampton, Manchester United, Leeds, Brentford, Everton, Tottenham. next five.
Well, I'm a manager who likes to believe in form over fixture over form
But
mostly,
does he
but
start over
in
Vlasic, that the new recruit of West Ham?
well, the form he's in, I don't think David Moyes will bench him right away. He's been starting, he's been linking up well with Antonio. I
Right.
still think that will be going on. So for this particular game week, if you have him, keep him because he has been the surprise package of this season so far, and you know, one or two more game weeks he could still surprise you even more.
Absolutely. So Antonio is a no-brainer. He has been absolutely tearing it apart in the Prem. But Jamie Vardy, especially with the signing of Patson Daka, Jamie Vardy is a bit of a question mark for me, considering, of course, his age, but he doesn't even slow down. 5 points, 2 points, and a goal and assist versus Norwich. His fixture list is Man City, Brighton, Burnley, Crystal Palace, then Manchester United. You wouldn't put it past Jamie Vardy to score against Man City, do you?
Well, Jamie Vardy and Manchester City have a very good history among themselves. With Jamie Vardy, he loves the crowd at the Etihad, and the Etihad crowd loves him back.
Mhm.
Pun intended. But Jamie Vardy is always a good player to have against Manchester City. But again, at 10.5, if he's not in your team, it's very difficult to get him back in there
Mhm.
or get him in there. So if you already have him, I think you do. You should keep hold of him because he's gonna prove to be very lethal in the coming game weeks. And those who don't, better to invest in someone like Ronaldo if you get the funds to free him up rather than a Vardy.
But this is just my advice. I don't know. It's Cristiano Ronaldo is the man for the occasion. I'll just say that I think that is the feeling amongst most supporters or most managers in the FPL is just to watch him for one game week at what fitness level he is. Although he was banging 85th, probably 88th and 95th minute, he scored the two goals with full fitness. He's absolutely top of his game. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, that he's been training very well with Juventus. Almost scored that goal for Juventus, winning the goal, had that celebration, and it was ruled off by VAR. He wouldn't put it past the man, and with the grand occasion of him coming back to Old Trafford, you just absolutely cannot think about a match without a Chris. If United do score, as Ananda said, that there are goals in the match, goals and Cristiano Ronaldo are just synonyms in the dictionary at this moment of time, and the Old Trafford would be deafening in the loudness of the roars of Viva Ronaldo. So I'll be covering that in the screening tomorrow at KUMS MUSC screening. So more details on that tomorrow and later. But then again, whom that more or less I'll confirm this transfers. No free hit, of course, confirmed transfers. Your captain choice for the week: Salah against Leeds, Bruno Fernandes against Newcastle, or would you go with Southampton? Mikel Antonio against Southampton.
I would recommend all of them along with Romelu Lukaku against Aston Villa as well,
Mm-hmm.
because as I said, Villa's defense has not showed up yet, and Lukaku could exploit that to the fullest. Mohamed Salah against Leeds, obviously, if that open type of game is played, there's going to be helter skelter of goals at either ends.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Bruno Fernandes, if you have him, you could consider captaining him because he's blank 2 game weeks and he rarely blanks a third in a row. And if you get Cristiano Ronaldo, you could try giving him the captain's armband because many managers who have brought him in
Have
are
given him the
doing the same.
armband.
Yeah. So, and
Mm.
Antonio with the fine form, he's in 4 goals, 3 assists already. He's high and
Against a leaky
flying.
Southampton defense as well, we have to remember.
Exactly that. So Antonio could again be a very viable captain choice, and also Romelu Lukaku.
Okay, Livramento against Antonio. It's a tough call for me. Of course, I cannot play Douglas Luiz against Chelsea. So I'll go with this 4-4-2. I'll sacrifice the clean sheet. I'll not take a gamble because Leeds United and Liverpool have been high scoring or high octane. They've been no less entertainment when Leeds plays. Of course, Leeds have signed Dan James. So would you actually pay, not in this game week but in future game weeks? Do you expect Dan James to make a difference at Leeds?
Well, why not this game week? Because I think Rafinha is suspended, right?
Yes, yes,
In the
that's a very
Brazilian
good point.
cadet. So I think Dan James might even start. If not, I think Heller Costa. But I do think Dan James might just get a start because he's been training since 2 weeks, I guess. So
Train since
and
2 weeks, started the two games
and
also.
along the, as you said, along the way, we have to see how he plays because his style of play is fairly one-dimensional. Let's see if
But he suits
Bielsa can.
Marcelo Bielsa's play style, doesn't it? Because he presses his socks off. He plays very well in a counter-attacking team where he'll have space to run into, unlike at Manchester United where it was D blocks after D blocks and he just had to turn and run. Saw with Wales that how effective he was when he gets some space, green grass ahead of him. Especially favorite moment of Dan James when he went past the Liverpool defense and crossed it in for Marcus Rashford to tap it in against Virgil van Dijk who just miscued the ball. So you know he's a dangerous player against a counter attack, and against Liverpool, especially there will be a lot of space with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson pumping off. So might just be a very good differential. Might just be in a captain choice for people crazy and going to bet their lives on a jar of whiskey at their times. But I'll avoid it. I'll keep Mohamed Salah as captain, and asking Ananda for his suggestions if whether to play wild card in this game. We can go for a whole change, bringing in Cristiano Ronaldo. That's your question one. And question two is, should you play your chips, free hit or a bench boost this week, depending upon the game weeks, or should they still wait till double game weeks?
Again, I'll just say, as I've always said, these two chips, free hits, triple captains, and even bench boosts, keep them aside for the later parts because you know the double game weeks and the blank game weeks will come.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the wild card, yes, many managers have played their wild card. You see, playing the wild card mostly depends on the team you have. If it's not performing as well as you'd like, then the international breaks are good wild card hitting times.
Right.
So many managers have done, but those like me who have got a set team at the moment, like I have not used my wild card. I am probably looking at the next international break before game week 7 when I'm going to use my wild card to shuffle up my team a bit, because at that
Mm-hmm.
time, from that time, Chelsea's fixtures are an FDR rating of 2 completely. They face Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, and Burnley in a span of 5 game weeks. So I will be looking at Chelsea players then. Uh, so yeah, it mostly depends on how your team is at the moment. If you see that you have at least 4 or 5 changes needed to be made, then play a wild card. If you have 2 or 3, don't try to span them out or take a hit and use your wild card at a later date.
Absolutely. So let's have a look at the leaderboards in the FPL leagues that we host. So Joydeep Chaudhary, Shatabdi Express still on top, 69 points in the game week. This guy is going absolutely crazy. Monojit Sarkar not far behind, 273 points. So it's a tough battle on the top of the tree. It's almost neck and neck, or just 1 point separating the two expert managers, as it says. Other than that, it is, I'll just have a look at his team for all your guidelines on how to build a team. So he's got Robert Sanchez on goal, Shimika, Luke Shaw, Trent, Salah captain, Benrahma, Fernandes, Greenwood, Danny Ings, Michael Antonio, Callum Wilson. So everybody giving him total very good points in amongst the team. So so again, as you remember, the league winner and the head-to-head winner will be getting a customized jersey courtesy of Netflix Football and Sports Integrity. We'll have to wait until the end of the season for that, but very well going. So this is just an example of how to set an expert team. Let's hope we'll have a look. We'll wait to have a look next week of what he made the changes, whether he played the wild card, whether he's waiting to play his chips, whether he has gotten Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's all a mystery. We cannot see him before his game week kicks in. So, but best of luck to him. Absolutely immense in the overall standings. Any final words for all the FPL managers that you'd want to give? Any just wild card advice? No, wild card not in the sense of the chip, but any special advice that you've got to give them?
Again, it's very difficult. There's only one point where you want that advice, right? Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Right.
If you have Bruno Fernandes, keep him for this game week. See how Ronaldo plays with the team, how he gels with the team, how he gets up to speed. Then probably bring him in for the next game week, and also do keep an eye on Chelsea how they perform, because come game week 7 you need to bring in Chelsea players both in defense and in offense as well.
Mhm.
So,
The
and
run of fixtures is very, very
Liverpool also have very good run of fixtures here coming up.
right.
So Mohamed Salah is obviously an obvious choice, and Trent Alexander-Arnold too. You could also double up with Diogo Jota and Mohamed Salah in the Liverpool midfield,
Mhm.
because Roberto Firmino is also not available for this particular game week, and Liverpool are really on a high. Tottenham have been the surprise package so far, but as Nuno is one goal, and they try to preserve that lead, have them both because too pricey, uh, and then you'll have to sacrifice someone like a Salah. So Son in the midfield could also be a good option, even a differential in Dele Alli because he's on penalties. Although Kane is back,
Mhm.
but a bit of creativity from Dele Alli at 6.5 is very cheap. Uh, that you can look forward to.
Absolutely. We got a bit of a connection error in between, so I'll just sum it up for what he said. That you got to hold the main question is Cristiano Ronaldo or Bruno Fernandes or both. Chelsea players in game week 7. Come game week 7, you have to have both attackers and defenders at the way they're playing. Liverpool have a very good run of fixtures as well, so you need to keep an eye on that as well. Aston Villa with Emi Martinez, you go. I think he suggested that you just give a gap of 5 game weeks because of the torrid run of fixtures and then take him on. That I think that is curtains for this show. And thank you so much. I know you're excited to welcome back Cristiano Ronaldo. Absolutely, I can see the lovely smile on your face. It is absolutely immense. So am I. So I'll be heading over to KEANE USC's local screening tomorrow. Probably we'll do a live session pre-match as depending on the situation, but there will be a match day vlog and immense scenes. If Cristiano scores, the place with Old Trafford will absolutely erupt. And thank you so much. We're hoping for a good game week and waiting for Cristiano Ronaldo's return. Bye bye. We'll see you on next game on next Friday with the FPL specials as well. Bye bye.
Thank you.
So that was Ananda with his expert opinion. So all of you, I know you're excited to watch back. The world is excited to have Cristiano Ronaldo back. You can order your very own Cristiano Ronaldo 7 jersey from Sports Integrity, just like mine. You can just DM me and I'll give you all the contacts. Do subscribe to the channel, do hit the like button and do share this video. Of course, if you want to donate to the channel, you can do so in the numbers over here. This is absolutely mental and breathtaking. The Premier League is about to witness the all-time men's top scorer, Guinness Book of World Records holder, the man, the legend himself, Cristiano bloody Ronaldo, back at Old Trafford. The Old Trafford faithful should absolutely destroy their vocal cords along with us, joining in screenings which have been absolutely overbooked to the brim. It will be more than just a football match. It will be absolutely and a day in history. The second Prodigal Sons returns home, second debut of Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll be reviewing that on Monday Night Football. So do tune in with that. We'll be seeing you after that. So let's hope for a good game week weekend. Do stay tuned to Netflix Football. This is your boy Neil, waving you goodbye and embracing game week 4. Bye bye for now. We'll see you very soon. Keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Chalo. Good night. And let's say that stay safe. Get yourself vaxxed, of course. Don't go anywhere without the vaccines. And Viva Ronaldo! Come on. Cheers.